I'm a dope.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
I think people saw that loud and clear. When they gaze upon Yosemite, Yosemite, Michigan gave us Motown. Michigan gave us Motown. The Burmese executives. So these Burmese, they say, pronounce it Burmese.
Yeah, no, she's crazy. She is totally nuts.
We're going to be appointing very pro-crime judges. I've been involved in the two greatest scams in American history.
I had a beat off.
Where's Dick? Hi, Dick. Do we like Dick? Yeah.
Check. That's working. Okay, check. Did that? Yes. I don't know why that was. It was up. It was working a second ago. I'm fine. Hi. I'll start over. What? Back. Never mind. I'm going. All right. I'm just kidding. I'm just gonna cut that part of it out, and then we'll wait till the video moves past. Hey, there's no sound to the. Yeah, you can hear me, and then I'll go to the. Then I'll show the crowd. That's how I edit things. This is my one. This is my one Elon Musk moment where I have absolute control over the, if not reality itself, perceived reality, which is the next best thing, as I think we know. Look, see, the audio is fine, according to the chat room. That'll work. Take two. We'll do it live. That's right. Add it to the blooper reel. I'm fine. I will say that for the record, at the very least, many people in my, if we can call this an industry, in my industry, often the problem that they have is that they're caught on a hot mic, meaning there's a mic live that they do not know is live. And I have the exact opposite problem. So I feel okay about that. I feel that if you're gonna fuck up, don't be afraid to err on the side of, what'd he say? Instead of, oh my God, did you hear what he said? See what I'm saying? Anyways, there's an echo. No, there isn't. Quit it. Okay. I'm watching the sound meter. Okay, there's no echo. All right. Don't, yeah. Oh, you kids today with the, boy. So I hope you had a nice weekend. I did. Went all the way to Chicago, did the radio show from there. Sorry about the commercials. It's just the way they have it set up. Apparently, they made some advances there. So the next time I go, we will be able to do the show without the commercials playing through to you guys. We will be able to route the mics in the studio to the live stream in the studio, which will talk about hot mic, which will get Johnny Million in a lot of trouble. I'm just saying. You think I talk shit? Anyways, hi everybody. There's no echo, thank you. Yay, you can hear me. Hello. It's not the microphone. It was just some sort of weird, like, it literally was a digital hiccup in this thing. It's fine. Just leave me alone. God damn it. So you didn't let Summer say hi? She didn't want to say hi. She was sitting over in the corner. She was on her phone back in the, like a teenager. That's up to her. What I do is, and you'll notice this, you guys, maybe if you've been watching the show long enough, I will leave the space open for Summer to say something, but I will never offer her up to say something, because that's a party foul in this family. I will go, hey, she's right. And if she wants to say something, she will fill that gap. That would, see what I'm saying? And will not lay it on, won't be one of those things like where I'm making her. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it is up to her. Exactly. Thanks so much. Yeah, very smart. She can make up her own mind. And dude, yes. It was a great show. Thank you, Johnny Phil. Was I wished at the time we weren't able to also source through the system I normally use that the radio calls into, because I singularly send them an audio signal back with everybody else. And they didn't have a way to pull audio singularly from just my output, because they have to mute the other. It's a long story. Anyways, that part will work out next time, but we'll make it happen. Make her work, do the babies. Live chat has moved. Has it? Well, it's definitely moving. It's on the move. I'll put baby in a corner. I did no. She put herself in the corner, and I won't interrupt. Yes, I have cat fur on me. Well, I came home. We were gone for a couple days, and the cats were miserable. Chip was hiding in Ethan's closet. He doesn't do that. The other cats will hide in the closet sometimes. They'll find their way like up on some shoes and under some long clothing. So the next time you're like, I gotta wear a suit, you pull out your suit, and the bottom half of the suit is all covered in fur because they've been sleeping under it. Right. Anyways, what do you think about the next wave of COVID in China? It never ended. It didn't. So yeah. Lint roll time. It's way beyond lint rolling at that point. It is like caked on. It's not going anywhere. Do you leave your cats alone when you're child? No, we had someone wonderful come and take care of the cats while we were out of the house. And that's a rare occasion. That's only happened like twice. And usually what happens is if Summer and I have to go someplace, Ethan will, take care of the cats, obviously. But in this particular instance, it was a big family graduation thing, so off we shuffled, as it were. But we're all back now, and it's fine. Flamethrower time. Yes, you just have to take your clothes out, just once upon a time in Hollywood them. Hal's muted account. Yeah, that's about to happen. You can just take that dumb cat. Oh, nice try. ASMR lint roller. Yeah, I took the lint roller that I had in here out because we were going out it was sitting on my desk, and then we were running out the door to go do the travel thing, and everybody was like, we need and I was like, all right. When I'm thinking how I hear the LaGrange riff in my head, that's not bad. That's a good one. I don't mind if that's, as riffs go, that's a solid one. Wear the cat hair with pride. I do. We would make a sweater out of it. This week be a normal schedule. It will be an abnormal schedule, but it will happen. So here's what's going to happen. Tomorrow, normal show. Then I book it to LA. Wednesday, I will do both shows in LA. And then I've got Flappers that night. Thursday back here. There might be a bit of shuffle time on the Friday afternoon show. Because of family stuff. But other than that, we're good. Yeah. So, yeah. That's pretty close other than that, though. It is a holiday day. It's a short week. But I'm trying my best. Yeah. So, abnormal, yes. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, I know what you're talking about. What? Yes, for Flappers. And we will be live streaming the Flappers show to our Patreon people, patreon.com/housemarks. It's a holiday. I'm going to take a holiday from asking people to help the show. They'll just have to figure it out themselves, as some super chatters have already done. And bless you. Yeah, so I was going to hop on for just a couple of minutes, and then I saw a couple of funny clips that I at least have to dip my toe in. Let's do a truncated show, shall we? Because it's a holiday. I know people got stuff to do. Maybe you can watch this later. That's the thing. You can watch it later. I can't do it later. So I've got, if I'm to have some sort of a family holiday, we've been traveling all day. Oh, and they lost my bag, by the way. I forgot that part. They left my bag in Chicago. Yeah, they just kind of, and you know how I found out? I was standing there waiting for my bag to come around, and it didn't. And I took out my little trusty Find My app on my iPhone, because I have one of those AirTags in my bag because my gear is in there that I do the show with. And I kind of need to know where it is at all times so that I can make decisions of like, oh, it's not arriving. I am in Dallas. I will need to find an alternative way of doing the show, right? But if it's just coming, it's like, oh yeah, it's there, it's coming off the plane, then I'm cool. I don't have to start panicking yet, right? So that's what happened. So I standing there at the carousel, watching the carousel go around. I'm like, wow, you know what? You know what's missing from this carousel? My bag. And then I looked on the app, and it was like, it's in Terminal 5. I could see it on the thing. It's in Terminal 5 in Chicago. And it was funny. It's interesting. Like, the AirTags are great for that, by the way. And so I walk over to the Southwest thing, and I this is so nerdy, but I walk up with my phone. I went, my bag's in Chicago, because I can show them. There's like just an aerial shot of the airport, Terminal 5, right where it's sitting. Like, it's my bag, and my bag went to Chicago. I don't know where they gone. I don't know where they gone to. My bag is in Chicago. And they're like, what does it look like? It looks like it's right there is what it looks like. So, yeah. And it was funny because the reasoning, apparently they were aware of this already. And I showed them the tag too. And it said, failure to load. That was the reasoning. No shit. Yeah. Yes, we're aware. It failed to load onto the plane. Someone failed to load. It's pretty vague, but apparently they're going to text me when it's on its way, and I have a choice. We could probably, should I open up Twitch and start a poll on this? The poll should be if they'll either bring it to the house, or I can go to the airport and pick it up, and they'll give me a $150 travel voucher, which in some ways is an entire trip to LA for the jam for me, depending on the thing. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Seems like silly to lay that money on the table. However, parking at the Vegas airport is so expensive that it might cost me money. So yeah, failure to launch. I know, that's so sad. Do the voucher. I think so too. What shampoo does Hal use? I gotta be honest. I haven't washed my hair in like 4 days because we've been so busy. I've been doing what my mom would call pit stops. We've been running someplace or another, so many times. Just wash your pits and go. Wash all your pits. Yeah, so we do have some dry shampoo. That's it. You shouldn't wash your hair all the time, especially when it's long. You know what I mean? It's like, whatever. Sometimes you can overwash it, and that's what gets it all dried out and stuff. So, anyways, it's another conversation for another time, you guys. Come on. Okay, so I wasn't gonna do a show, but for the record, let's see. I'm gonna move this down here. A couple of these just made me laugh. Because CSL could do this to me. Like, yeah, I know you want a day off, but this is kind of fucked up. And when he puts a clip in, this is as thumbnails go. This poor, like, oh, come on. Greg Kelly, there's nothing gay about baseball. Grown men wearing knee socks and knickers, as it were, would beg to differ in some cases. considering you'd be quite the dandy in French aristocracy at certain points in history by wearing that very, very same outfit, I would like to say. But there's nothing gay about, there's nothing not gay about baseball. That's the thumbnail they chose. Also, interestingly enough, this one popped up. MSM and politicians hiding Hunter bombshells. Robert Davi. Now, Robert Davi is the director of the Hunter Biden movie. Remember we did that? And that's the only, like, recently anyways, the only, like, active personal copyright strike somebody did on my channel. They went after me for going through the whole Hunter Biden movie. Now, I believe it falls under fair use because I broke the fucking thing down. And it's not just a movie, it's a narrative documentary style thing. They're telling an alleged story. And so having someone there, like myself, watching this piece of shit and going, by the way, this whole part is made up. This whole part is from a artificial dialogue that Jim Jordan says happened. And this little part right here is from an email, so nobody actually ever said it. And you can't even tell me if the email's fucking real, right? I went through that whole thing. I think that's reasonable. But apparently not. Yeah, so that's the other thing. Okay, and the other one is, it's always got to end with something stupid. This, it looks like Glenn's about to swear. It looks like he's about to go, fucking hell. I mean, with his, silly goatee and his toddler clothing. But still, he looks like he's about to F-bomb in only the way that Glenn Beck can. Poorly and while jacked up on sugar and Sonic. Okay, so we'll jump into these and just see what the hell they are. It's a holiday. We don't have to do all of them, but I feel like, we'll do a little Whitman sampler today. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Greg Kelly, the most miserable man on the internet, brings us There's Nothing Gay About Baseball. Take it away, Greg. There's nothing gay about baseball. Social media is ruining society, says the Chiron, as a woman in shorts is dancing.
Well, it looks pretty hideous and talent-free, but
you're showing it, fuckhead. It has to be. I gotta say, that has to be one of my favorite things. And it's seemingly largely the right that does this on the news, which is play a clip from TikTok or some shit, and that's obviously sexual, and its appeal is sexual, and they go, well, that's horrible. No one should even be allowed to see that. Like, you just played it. Talk about it. Use your big boy words, Greg.
if you take that video, stick it in an app on your phone, billions of people are going to watch it and rewatch it and share it and watch other depraved things.
Other depraved things. She's dancing, you dick. Depraved things like your show.
Just like it. Look at the numbers. The stats are mind-boggling. Now, this is
average screen time, 11 to 14, 9 hours a day, just in this woman's videos. Just, I don't know how she does it. She's like the new Pied Piper of ass.
This is for teens, but I think it applies for adults. I mean, look at...
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, basically teens and adults have the same viewing habits. Yeah.
All our lives are being spent on the phone. More time on the phone than actually...
Is it? I got news for you. I literally cannot remember the last time I even saw a video like that on my phone in general. So keep it in your pants, Greg. Look, what you watch on the bus is nobody's fucking business except the two people sitting in the chair behind you that are grossed out.
Living life. So the Surgeon General put out a report. It's just a few pages long, and it summarizes a pretty serious problem, and it's not going to help one damn bit. It's not. this is going to take a lot more.
Okay, so this is how Greg reacts to the Biden administration and the government as a whole agreeing with the generalized point about young people being on their phones too much or watching content that's inappropriate. It's not going to help. Just, it's bad, and we all have to do something. And they're trying to do something, but it's not going to do anything. Jesus, shut the fuck up.
More than that guy putting out a position paper. This reminds me.
You do realize that's not all they do. That's all the Trump administration did, was put out a position paper and then forget they even talked about it.
Of the little label on the cigarette box. Remember that?
Yes, and smoking has gone down.
This really stop anybody from smoking?
No, but it stopped people being able to sue everyone from that point forward. It made people aware that they were responsible at that point going forward for, the government, for example, not warning them. Now, tobacco companies have no reason to necessarily warn them because they don't. Once you're dead, they'll find a new younger smoker. They don't give a shit. But the government has a responsibility to label these things. And at some point, somebody was going to become aware that the government knew about it and they didn't label it. So by making them put that label on, you guarantee that it didn't cost taxpayers fucking $7 billion. You dimwit.
I don't think so. It was there since the 1970s, right? It causes this, that, and the other thing. That's not.
It does, yeah, this, which is lung cancer, that, which is heart disease, and the other thing apparently is emphysema and might complicate pregnancy, although he didn't care about this other thing. It was just the one other thing, apparently.
What got people to stop smoking? Took a lot of things. They banned it on airplanes. They banned it in restaurants.
Yes, government regulation. Both federally and locally. Federally would be the airplanes because that's who governs that, and then every city started doing it. And yes, government action, the will of the people through their representatives created regulations that helped slow, if not stop, the majority of the use of smoking in the country.
It took a lot of leaders. Mike Bloomberg was one of them. Joe Biden could be saying and doing so many things if he were a true leader.
Like smoking. He could be smoking right now. Why isn't he smoking? But instead, he's standing in hell, telling jokes to Satan.
But he's not. And this is pretty much all he knows how to do.
MAGA Republicans do not respect the Constitution.
There's a Republican
Tell the truth? That's all he knows how to do? Interesting. It's curious in a politician.
Party, there's the MAGA Republicans. Our MAGA Republicans in Congress are threatening.
By the way, I would like to take credit for the fact that he very well may have accidentally slipped and said maggot Republicans just then. If you'll listen to that again, he says MAGA pretty clearly. But in the third one, I would like to say, hi, White House. Hi, whoever it is that sits and watches my show and kind of goes, did you see the thing of the shit that I do? You're hi. Hello. Hi there. Yeah, you. I will feel personally responsible for you whispering House Sparks calls them maggots, and he started that in his ear.
Republican Party, there's the MAGA Republicans. Our MAGA Republicans in Congress.
See, I think that was an accidental maggot. I'm going to take credit for it.
Are threatening to do all this progress.
Look, I don't want to hear from the MAGA Republicans.
Right? We've heard that a million times. Have you ever heard him talk about anything like, if you were president, think about what you could talk about?
Yeah, like the CHIPS Act and the infrastructure bill and the actual bridges that they're building where they showed up and they actually had fucking old-fashioned ribbon cutting kind of things for the stuff like that. You mean that? You mean all that, like, Ukraine funding and that kind of stuff, which I'm absolutely for, those kind of things? Yeah, he talked about a lot of that shit, and he did.
There's more to that job than just filling out executive orders and blame.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, tell that to Trump, Mr. Like, I made a stinky on paper.
In Congress, you can talk about things.
He can talk about things. He does all the time. Maybe it's just that you fixate and you're a dum-dum.
Joe says he's a person of faith, but all he seems to do is brag about how well he knows the Pope.
I don't know why that struck me so funny. That's a pretty Catholic thing to do.
Pope Francis has become I don't want to exaggerate it. He's become someone who's provided great solace for my family when my son died. When I won, he called me. He's just a fine, decent, honorable man.
Yeah, cut out all the other stuff and just go straight to someone asking him about the Pope and then going, fuck, Pope. We always hear about the fucking Pope. I mean, yeah, we get it. The Pope wrote you letters and you fell in love and you were calling him Little Rocket Man. And then now you're best, but oh, wait, fucking wrong guy. Sorry.
And we keep in touch. I had the honor of meeting Pope Francis in the Vatican and marking the progress.
I just cut out everything he says in multiple days and jump straight to fucking hell. All he does, popity fucking popity pope.
And the only openly Catholic president was able to openly befriend the second Catholic, but the only one able to befriend the Pope.
Mm-hmm. He's bragging about religion. Not.
No, he's not. He's bragging as a religious Catholic about being able to talk to the fucking Pope on the regular, which is a big thing to Catholics. I don't know if you know that, stupid. Fuck. P.S. By the way, nothing is stopping Greg Kelly from showing us pictures from him at church with the church he goes to and the churchiness that he churches in all the time when he's getting his churchin' on.
Talking about his relationship with God or Jesus or anything. Unfortunately, I think Joe is a lost soul. So
okay, so what you're saying is anybody who doesn't talk about their direct relationship with Jesus is a lost soul. I do not recall Greg Kelly ever talking about his relationship with our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. So clearly, Greg's a lost soul. We know this. I don't know why we even had to stop.
I guess he can't do it. Otherwise, he'd be a hypocrite. I hope he gets that straightened out. But no.
I don't know. I don't know what he means. He's a silly person.
Number one, our leader, you would think, would have this kind of wisdom to impart. Joe does have life experience. His son, Hunter, is an addict.
Is a guy who smokes in a bathtub. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. The elusive Hunter smoking in the bathtub pic. I was wondering when we would get to see that again. And here's the thing. You know, as crackheads go, I don't know very many crackheads. Especially the criminal mastermind kind that would cover up their nipples in a picture of them smoking in the bathtub. I'm just saying, there's a certain amount of modesty there that I'm quite frankly shocked by.
And Joe knows firsthand how.
What is there to be proud of, Joe? Well, tell you what, his son's an addict. I guess I was going to say former addict, but some folks believe you're always once an addict, always an addict. His son, as an addict, is not dead. He lost one son to brain cancer, and his other son, who was an addict, has apparently been on the wagon for quite some time now and is not in danger of dying of a drug overdose anytime soon. So most families, and I don't know if Greg has one, and if he has one, if they would admit to him being there, but most of them would say that that's something to be proud of.
How horrible this stuff can be, right? Joe doesn't drink and he's never smoked, he tells us. I believe him. But Joe's not leading a conversation about this stuff, is he? Instead, it's this.
And I'm here with my sister Valerie and my youngest son Hunter Biden. Stand up, guys. I'm proud of you. My son, like a lot of people we know at home, had a drug problem. He's overtaken it. He's fixed it. He's worked on it, and I'm proud of him.
Right.
Another brag, another boast.
Why is that that's not a boast? Saying I'm proud, like I'm proud to say that I blah blah blah. He's proud of his son for what? Okay, I think this is just a simple episode of Greg doesn't know what words mean. Greg has no idea.
What about trying to help people? I mean,
Oh my gosh, Templeton, merci beaucoup, Dorian. Thank you for another Motang Monday. Check your oh, bless you. Hold on, check my. Oh my gosh, Laura, thank you so much. I appreciate that. We're getting there. We're building towards the computer setup that we need for the leveling up. Bless you. Thank you for that, guys. Appreciate it. I'm not doing the hard sale today, so you'll have to do it for me in the chat, I guess.
again, firsthand, Hunter. He's been to hell.
Oh, he's smoking again. There it is. There's the smoking thing. There's a picture of him smoking from what? How old's this picture now? 8 years? 7 years.
Right? So how do
Yes, by the way, yes, good point. This is somebody in the chat just pointed out that Greg opened his this segment of his show with a twerking video.
we avoid that? Instead of just trying to score political points and defend your son from the MAGA Republicans, you know, on Joe's watch, they basically legalized marijuana.
We used to be able to throw kids in the clink for this shit, and they took it away. They basically legalized marijuana. Who's they? California?
Anybody can smoke this stuff, and
Anybody can smoke this stuff. Yeah, including Sean Hannity. He uses a vape.
They are. America, you know, after COVID, we didn't have much of an edge, and now we're losing whatever edge we had.
Greg, look. You lost your time slot to Greta Van Susteren. We know this. The rest of us, though, are we're firing on all cylinders. We're working our ass off. A lot of us are moving. I don't want to brag, but not only am I proud of the growth of my channel, I'm proud of Hunter Biden for overcoming his addiction. So, fuck you, whiny bastard.
Smoking that stuff, I see people.
They're smoking it, and they do the smoking with the people, then they're smoking it. They're beeping and flashing. They're flashing. I can't take it anymore.
During lunch breaks, the
during lunch
gummies all over the place. This is
the gummies all over the place. Yeah, I hate that. Don't you hate when you're walking through an office and you're like squish? All right, who put the edibles on the floor and then didn't tell me? And I've been walking around with no shoes on, and I have very porous feet. I have very. I don't know what I'm upset about, man. I don't get it.
ruining us.
Ruining us. Mm-hmm.
Ruining us, I do believe. I know there are libertarians out there, and medical marijuana, okay, maybe, but I have my...
Ladies and gentlemen, Greg Kelly, starring in Reefer Madness.
Doubts, and, you know...
I have my doubts. From what I see on the bus, not good. I was like, people, everybody... and the worst, nobody invites me to those parties.
Trump was actually, like Biden, a teetotaler. Never drank, never smoked.
No, he just does amphetamines nonstop and benzos, allegedly.
And I think the words that he had on this subject were far more helpful and far more honest than anything Biden has ever said.
I had a brother, Fred, great guy, best looking guy, best personality, but he had a problem. He had a problem with alcohol. And he would tell me, don't drink, don't drink. He was substantially older, and I listened to him and I respected, but he would constantly tell me, don't drink. He'd also add, don't smoke. But he would say it over and over and over again.
What a message from a...
And then he sniffs. Greg, did you notice at the end of that? That's because he blazes benzos, speed, and Adderall all the fucking time. Of course he's not going to drink. Alcohol's a depressant. That's why he doesn't do it. He's gacked up on amphetamines, you dickhead. So that's why I've steered clear of all mind-altering substances and hard narcotics. Well, I mean, within reason.
Big brother, huh? And back to Joe Biden for a moment. Remember, he was Mr. Empathy. He was Mr., nice guy. He was going...
Mr. Empathy, Mr. Nice Guy is going to go. He's got a bunch of people on here. These people have all just found out they have they've got herpes, and he just every day he loves to go out to this podium and chastise them for how they got it and who they got it from, and
Moon River. Going to make everything, well, nice again, gentle. No.
But I'm not joking when I say this. If you're ever working with me and I hear you treat another colleague with disrespect, talk down to someone, I promise you I will fire you on the spot. On the spot. No ifs, ands, or buts. Everybody is entitled to be treated with decency and dignity.
With respect, damn it. Was that a little edgy on his part?
Jesus Christ. He's in the middle of doing something good, you dickhead. The last administration just shit on people. He had he let his people shit on other people. The fuck is wrong with you? What's this Mr. Nice Guy act? He's like telling people, like, what does he say? Where's his leadership? And then he tells everybody how they're going to behave in his administration. What is he, some kind of a leader or something?
I think it was. All right. Anyway, enough of him. Here.
Oh, good. Yeah. I've needed you, Greg. I've missed you. I'm not afraid to say it. It's been far too long since you've been this specific form of stupid. This is good. This is a sweet vintage of Greg Kelly misery. Just I hate everything. These weed smoking happy people. And meanwhile, here's a message from Trump telling us that his brother said don't drink a bunch of times and repeated it, and he didn't listen to him because he was older and he had respect for him, but because he kept saying it. That's where I learned the power of propaganda.
Here's the big lie of the moment. You hear it a million times a day, especially from the left. We need to have a conversation in this country about something, about guns.
Yeah, conversations. Why are we discussing things? What is this, a fucking democracy? Why are we talking to anyone that isn't already on board with what we're saying, and as a matter of fact, further down the road than we are? If you're Greg Kelly, you know the values of, hey guys, wait up.
Guns, about Me Too, but a conversation.
Guns and Me Too. Well, as a Tori Amos fan, I can think of a time when both of those issues came together.
We need to have a conversation about mental health, about crime.
What we need to do is have a conversation as a country.
So we need to have a different conversation in this country about guns.
Jesus Christ. This is from the... we're watching old primaries? What the fuck?
But also a different conversation about policing.
We need to be having a conversation right now about how traumatic it is to our communities.
He's like, you know, it's traumatic. Black people. I'm Greg Kelly, and I'm not afraid to say it. This guy comes on. I don't know. I've like, it doesn't even care that sometimes it's very traumatizing to see a black person when, like, out of the blue. Like, I'm about to fire my editor, except I can't. Jesus Christ.
Conversation. That means you say something, I say something.
Right. And then we come to an understanding. Conversations, as opposed to an argument, or as opposed to monologuing, a conversation involves both parts. Greg doesn't know this. Greg's never had a conversation in his fucking life.
You say something, we disagree, we keep talking, No one's having a conversation, okay? Especially the left. They don't want to have a conversation. This is how
Then how did the fucking infrastructure bill pass? How the rescue package pass? How the Inflation Reduction Act pass? How does any of this shit happen? Of course they're having conversations that lead to shit.
Left acts when they're around things they don't like.
That's right. They just want to talk about it. The thing is, if you see something you don't like, You don't talk about it. That's what we do in my family. That's why my father never talks about me. Okay.
You're not educated. This is propaganda. What are you going to do, like anti-trans next? Is that what you're going to do next?
I mean, no, we're talking about abortion.
This is violent. You're triggering my students.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
No, you're not. Because you can't even have a baby. So you don't even know what that is. You don't even know what this is. Get this out of here,
Well, that's it. I don't know Democrats, what were we thinking? We shouldn't have done that. I apologize. I should not have lost my temper like that. I don't know what I was thinking that day. It was the end of a long day. I'd just been teaching like 7 classes, and I walk out, and here are these 2 college Republicans passing out pictures of aborted fetuses. And I was just, I don't know, maybe I'd had too much coffee. But thank God, I will say that never will the right be on the hook for a single viral video of one of their side doing something over the line. Because that's, because I'm trying to have a conversation.
Conversation with a leftist generally means from their side, shut the hell up, I'm speaking.
Says the guy doing a rhetorical show, editing clips of Biden to make it look like days pass without him mentioning, no days pass without him mentioning the Pope. Minutes can't pass without him.
All the time. The professor, oh, by the way, lost her job. That's actually a good thing, all right? I hope.
Okay, there you go. You don't put your hands on people or people's stuff. That's how she
calms down. Fire.
I hope she calms. Do you really? Well, it's interesting that you brought that up, Greg, because I have an offer for you. You and Shalene Rodriguez are going to be starring in a new Newsmax version of Crossfire, where half the time she sits on your lap and half the time you sit on her lap. It's going to be fabulous. I think the ratings will be through the fucking roof, and I'm excited to watch it.
Over the incident, that is no way to act, but you see it all the time. Take a look.
No, you don't.
Look at this.
So they threw an event, and people who disagree with them showed up and did a protest and said, fuck these fascists. Legally, were they able to leave the premises alive? Did they have any problems getting into? Did they get paid if they were supposed to be? Yes, they did. Can they still say whatever they want? For the most part, sure. Can the students do a protest because they don't like how their tuition is being used to bring certain speakers to campus? Sure. Is it advisable? Depends on the situation, I suppose. But never mind. Please tell me this was Greg Kelly's one time speaking on a campus.
They're saying dirty word, the teacher is fascist.
Dirty word, the teacher is fascist. Dirty word, the teacher. Dirty word, the teacher. You could say, I think it's just, what was the first dirty word? Wait, I think it was just F these fascists, right? Did we miss something else? Am I only getting the dance remix, Greg?
Because the teacher made them do homework. I mean, everybody's.
Because the teacher made them do homework. That's why it was. That's what happened. That's how it went, Greg. Anytime the teacher gives them homework, that's why you go to school, really, is to avoid homework. Yeah.
Very, very sensitive.
They are very sensitive. It's a nature. I mean, that's the problem with teaching nihilism in a philosophy class, because you don't even know how to get an A. You don't even know if getting an A is actually an F. God damn it.
One other thing,
Really? There's another thing? This was going so well, Greg. You had such a cohesive concept in the first part of the video. Like, all of it seems to be gelling so much. I'd quit while I was ahead if I were you.
Field in Los Angeles, Dodger Stadium. There's nothing less sexually oriented than baseball, all right?
Yes. What's ever been used to analogize sexual things? Certainly not bats or balls. It's not at all like the way the home plate rests lovingly at the end of a V as this doesn't look at all like spread legs and a mini skirt. Maybe it's just me. I'm a evil person. I'm a heathen. This is not what it's supposed to. Hot dogs, quit it. Peanuts. I don't. Yes, you're right. Nothing ever. But the little short pants and the knee sock, nothing. All right, quit it. There's nothing sexual about baseball. Yes. And ask anybody who's ever tried to walk with 4 balls. It's no mean feat.
I used to like baseball.
I used to like baseball, and then it got all gay and stuff.
Totally boring, takes way too long. I know
it's totally boring, takes way too long. Or maybe you're just an asshole and no one wants to go with you anymore. And the only games people will take you to are the really loud ones that have a lot going on, so there's no chance of a conversation breaking out.
Change the rules. It still stinks. The players get paid.
Yes, America's pastime, ladies and gentlemen. This is the right-wing attitude towards America's. All right, fuck baseball, and then they went and made apple pie gay. All right,
way too much. If you like it, fine. I want nothing to do with it anymore.
Yeah, good. All right, everybody. Let's go to a baseball game, because the one good thing about it, doesn't matter who wins or if your team wins or loses or whether or not they have your favorite beverage, beer, or snack, doesn't matter. The one thing we can enjoy about America's pastime is that motherfucker won't be there. It's like a anti-Greg Kelly safe space now.
And even less since they have LGBTQ night at Dodger Stadium, at ballparks all over the place, right? The rainbow.
At Dodger Stadium, at ballparks all over the place. Yes, all of the Dodger stadiums, especially.
Flag, bring out the rainbow flag. There's nothing gay about baseball. There's nothing straight about baseball. There's plenty that's boring about baseball, okay? And they have trans night, and it's ridiculous. And guess what? The trans nuns were disinvited, and now they've been reinvited because, well, the trans nuns, they raised a big stink about being disinvited to gay night. Now, these are special trans nuns. These are the
Yes, the Sisters of Perpetual Mercy or whatever.
Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence.
Indulgence, that's what it was.
Wow. I've heard of the Sisters of Mercy, but the Sisters of...
Yeah, that's they're playing on that. They're pushing back on the Catholic Church's anti-gay stances over the centuries. It's effectively performance art specifically aimed at that. So,
Perpetual.
I swear to God, I've never met Greg Kelly, but he must be this fucking high because everything goes over his head.
What is it they do?
Including my dick. Thank you.
Who are these people? Well, this is them describing themselves.
Sounds like music to me, Greg. I'm gonna go out on a limb. Yep, still sounds like music. That's the Easter Bunny. I think that's Sean Spicer, I think, if I'm not mistaken. The fuck is Sean Spicer doing there? I'm kidding. We all know what he's doing there.
We are 21st century nuns.
I want to tell you a little bit about what it takes to become a sister. You start as an aspirant and you aspire for a couple of months.
We use the term ministry very loosely because my ministry is making someone laugh, putting a smile on somebody's face, and raising...
Oh my God. Not laughter, not smiles. Do you realize who you're talking to? That's Greg Kelly, the most miserable man on the internet. You can't threaten him with laughter and smiles. You're supposed to take yourself far too seriously. Sister Barbie mitzvah. And understand, you have to walk very carefully. You are on the eggshells. You are stomping around on the eggshells of Greg Kelly's self-worth.
Raising money for groups that cannot.
Raising money for groups that cannot. Cut.
All right, so it looks pretty much like a perverted scam. These are
Okay, looks pretty much like a perverted scam. I guess that's a necessary adjective, you know, as opposed to non-perverted scams. I guess as opposed to normal Catholic scams where they might be ripping off people in the name of fake Catholicism or something. What evidence do you have, you dumb son of a bitch, that they're not raising money and actually giving it to causes? What the fuck is wrong with you?
not nuns, and it's all.
Yeah, we know. They're not real. We know they're not real nuns, stupid. It's an allegory for speaking outrage to, like, spread love and awareness that even people that are different from you can be valuable members of your... Oh, for fuck's sake. Why am I... There's no way I'm talking this dickhead down.
A mess. So they were... I guess they didn't get their invitation. They totally freaked out. And now the Dodgers, the baseball team, completely, abjectly apologizing. So they're going to LGBTQ night. Let's put the statement up on the.
Cool. Yeah, well, you know what? You know why they were so upset? I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know if maybe you haven't been following the story. But the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence didn't get an invite to the thing, and they were very upset that they were disinvited or didn't get invited in the first place. Very, very upset because they found out it's the one place you can be sure you will not run into Greg Kelly. And so they really wanted... I mean, they're almost at every game now.
Screen, please. It's quite the statement, okay? Let's see here. After much thoughtful feedback from our diverse communities, honest conversations with the Los Angeles Dodgers organization, and generous discussions with the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. How did those go over, huh? The Los Angeles...
Apparently very well, because they're going to the actual game. You fucking moron.
Angeles Dodgers would like to offer our sincerest apologies to the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, members of the LGBT, community, and their friends and families. Wow. Anybody else? We have asked the Sisters of Perpetual... They keep using the same ridiculous name. To take...
Because it's specific. It was specifically about these specific people, stupid. They didn't disinvite one of the letters... I'm just saying, it's nice to have a holiday moment where, we get to enjoy. It's like a Whitman sampler of stupid from Greg. This is like all the things he's dumb about in one clip.
Their place on the field at our 10th annual LGBTQ plus Pride Night. Have they talked to Steve Garvey about this stuff? We are pleased to share.
Why? Is he anti-gay all of a sudden? Would he hate it? Oh, no. Baseball's supposed to exclude strangers and the fuck out of here.
That they have agreed to receive the gratitude of our collective. This is disgusting. All right, baseball.
For the life-saving work they have done tirelessly for decades. For the life-saving work that they have done tirelessly for decades. You're not going to read it. I'll fucking read it. Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, I would like to thank you personally, House Sparks, formerly of Queer as Folk, for the life-saving work that you have done tirelessly for decades. I know Greg doesn't want to read that because it creeps him out, but hi, how are you? And thank you on behalf of me and the vast majority of my chat.
All is supposed to be boring and bland and not about LGBTQ, not about...
Yeah, it's supposed to be exactly like the Greg Kelly show.
Straight, it's not about orientation or sex. This isn't saying, hey, what would Tommy Lasorda say about all this stuff?
I don't care. You know why? Because Fletch hated Tommy Lasorda.
Moon River.
Trump knew everyone. What?
Huh? Can you believe the same team that Tommy Lasorda managed is now engaging in this nonsense because
He didn't have anything to do with the owners are charged. The fucking coach doesn't have anything to do with what promotional nights they have, you dipshit.
They have to. Oh, by the way, Tommy Lasorda is mentioned in Donald Trump's new book, Letters to...
Hey, look at that. He knows Tommy Lasorda. Yeah, hey, you know who he didn't mention? Wait, let's see if I can find this. I gotta hold on 1 second. Let me look this up real quick if I can. Where is it? Here we go. Yeah. I wonder if Tommy Lasorda ever introduced him to that, like, you know, if he ever introduced him to that guy. So, and this is a older picture too, where you know, Trump was still just like Don Jr. He was in his Don Jr. phase, whereas he was just sort of semi-running his dad's company, pretending to be rich and knowing what the fuck he was doing. And then after, he it's like he dumped Tommy Lasorda to hang out with this dude. That's weird. Oh my God. And I gotta say, like, Tommy Lasorda looks like he's like taking the picture under duress, like he was in the middle of something and Trump came up and said, "Hey, can I get a picture?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure. Where I look, huh?" And then he took the picture. And but this one, it looked like they got a couple of good ones. They were in there for a little bit, you know. Just saying, you know. Was there a letter from him in the book? I haven't read it. I mean, I presume there is, you know. I'm sure it's got probably, you know, it probably isn't in there. It probably got folded and it's stuck together. Sorry, I just threw up into my own mouth.
From Trump, or Letters to Trump. Great guy. They were great friends. And, you know, this is a very insane moment, but we started the blog with a small, lame label on the side of the cigarette box, which
apparently Greg wants to announce that tonight they are putting a similar warning on his show. Do not operate heavy machinery, may cause drowsiness and fits of giggling.
Never really dissuaded anybody. People were smoking I mean, look at this stuff, right? This used to be America. You could smoke.
Right. Before the labels. All right, dumb shit. Listen. Yes. Show us the label, and then show us what before the label, and then explain to us how the time after the label is different than this. Hey, asshole. You get the... It worked. It's partly why. You dumb son of a bitch. This is yes, we know what it was like before the fucking labeling. All right.
Wherever the hell you wanted to. We're encouraged to do so on planes, trains.
Right. And then the government stepped in because it was killing American citizens, and regulations saved millions of lives.
Elevators, just go ahead and smoke. And as insane as that was, we stopped. Somehow we figured it out. And
somehow it's I don't know, if only someone had come up with the idea of labeling that shit with the diseases it causes earlier.
And if we just stop doing it, maybe the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence will just kind of go their own ways at some point.
Oh, I see. If we stop the idea is that the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, who've been around for decades, only exist because Biden basically legalized weed, and we're all a bunch of fucking hippies that pray at the altar of comedy nuns. Holy shit.
And do more productive things, more healthy things.
Like what, Greg? Tell us. Guide us all. Start your own self-help program. Lead us down the path, Greg Kelly. Nope, nothing. We should all do more productive things, like... Cut to commercial. I don't know. You're watching Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. It's a special Memorial Day edition. I just felt like jumping in here because I missed you guys. And can we let's this I have to see. Ooh, the mad about the Hunter Biden thing is happening. Also, I don't want to bury the lead on this. This Glenn calls out those failing to prosecute the Biden crime family. Where are his felony charges? I'll tell you exactly where they are. You see, Glenn, the laptop hard drive, which was never in that actual laptop, and all of its contents, because they were in the possession of Donald Trump's lawyer, although the argument about him being his actual lawyer under RICO statutes or whether he fucking ended up paying him at all is a totally different, we'll have that discussion another time. That the fact that he had it in his possession before giving it to the authorities for a year, and that the only version that he's given to them is a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy so dense that you cannot verify the metadata and track where the emails came from, even if they were real. Never mind the fact that the alleged suspect's father was the political opponent of the fellow who had the possession of said evidence for over a year and wants to give you a 5th-gen copy of it at the very minimum. The idea that anything on that hard drive could be used in a court of law as evidence is silly pants. It is goofy. You are a goose and you are silly, and therefore you are a silly goose, in the immortal words of Maria Bamford. And it will never, ever, the contents of that hard drive itself will never, ever see the inside of a courtroom. Now, not only that, but anything that you got to by going to the elements on that hard drive first, because they will get thrown out, that will get thrown out as fruit of the poison tree. It's one of the reasons why they very well may have had a hard time going after Hunter Biden for tax issues, because initially they would have to admit in court, we got emails or stuff like that from the hard drive and we can't verify it. And the judge would go, okay, well, that gets thrown out, and anything you found from it can't get thrown out. Just like popping somebody's trunk. If you never had the right to open the trunk, nothing in the trunk can be used against the party in question. So his felony charges are they're up Rudy Giuliani's ass.
Moon River.
That's where they are. Rudy, if you're mad that Hunter Biden is not getting charged with shit, blame Rudy Giuliani and his dipshit boss. And now we continue. Or begin, as it were. Ladies and gentlemen, Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. And toddler Colonel Sanders over here.
I saw a headline on Monday from Media Matters.
And you just drew all you didn't read the article, of course. What am I, nuts?
Quote, Blaze TV's Glenn Beck defends a white nationalist Charlottesville demonstrator. And it was picked up everywhere.
I didn't see it, but I didn't see that clip, so refresh my memory.
I didn't mention it to you at the time because I don't really care what people say about me.
Well, you should. You should, if people are saying, especially a big media critic organization, that you are supporting a Charlottesville white supremacist, I mean, if you weren't, it shouldn't concern you. If you were, maybe you're beyond help. But if you're somewhere in the middle of like, I had no idea he was said thing when I was supporting the other thing, yeah, a little bit of concern might be, on the table.
Already made my bed. I get it.
I don't believe you. I think most of the time you were made to sleep on a futon in your garage.
If you were with me last Thursday,
I have an alibi.
You remember that I brought up the story about a Vermont resident named Ryan Roy.
Yeah, all I care about is the state he lives in.
Who marched in Charlottesville, Virginia, way back in 2017.
Okay, asshat. That's like saying, you may remember I brought up a gentleman who, graduated with a degree in journalism in Dusseldorf way back in 1939. And apparently,
he has now been indicted in 2023.
Okay, yeah. And you brought him up between now and then. Okay.
What was he charged with? He's charged with a Class 5 felony.
Mm-hmm.
Can you look that up? How many classes are there? I think that's the lowest, is it not? A Class 5.
Well, it's the one step that takes you over the threshold out of misdemeanor.
5 felony for burning an object with the intent to intimidate. Now, in Virginia, you can understand because this is
like a cross. I can't. It's not high. Yeah, I don't. He's just not gonna. That's not gonna register at all. Okay. I don't know how I'm even able to do this. I try to continue.
Is the Klan. This is the South. They have all of that history.
Virginia being the South, up for debate. But yeah, believe me, the South now starts 17 miles in any direction outside of any major city. Once the fucking city lights are in your rearview mirror far enough, you hear a lot of blang gong bang.
This law was written against the Klan, so people would, if they were burning a cross.
Right. So, yeah, and this guy.
You could get him on a felony. Okay. Now, in 2017, the county prosecutor didn't seem to think that it was a big deal. Declined to press charges against the Charlottesville protesters.
Just all of them. Just didn't think it was priority, I guess.
But then George Soros dropped nearly $2.5 million backing the far-left prosecutors in Virginia.
Oh, I see. And Soros probably, I don't know what would have set him off about Charlottesville. What did that have to do with, why would anybody like Soros even care about Soros? What were they chanting that could possibly upset Jews?
In 2019, 5,000 of which went to the new county prosecutor who
$5,000? $5,000.
Vowed as a campaign promise to bring charges against Charlottesville protesters if elected. He said, and I quote, "There's a law, a burning objects law, that say they can be prosecuted, but our prosecutor's not doing that." Now, this is the same law that refuses, or the same group of people in the same state that refused to prosecute Hunter Biden for known, provable, on videotape drug crimes.
Drug crimes. So let me get this straight. Somebody, let's see, what can I use that's a little, what am I gonna have to, okay, what do I have around here that can pass for crack? Not a lot, actually. Is there some dried toothpaste back in here? What do I do? Let's see. Hold on. Look, I found a sticky, however slightly damp. Smells a bit like shaving cream, but it's crack. Trust me, that is crack. That is right there on video. Don't let anybody tell you different. There is video of this dollop of crap. Sorry. Can't even do it. All right. I can't do a whole bit with shaving cream on my finger because what's going to happen is I'm going to lean out and I'm going to click on something and I'm going to shut everything down. I said crap, too, instead of crack. You know what I mean? I don't care.
There's a law about burning objects, and that law say it can be prosecuted, but our prosecutor's not doing that. Now,
Why wouldn't he do that? Why wouldn't you? You don't think they were brandishing those tiki torches as a threat to people around them? That they were effectively, by carrying torches themselves, they were. It's the same as brandishing a weapon during a march, a permitted march, which is illegal.
as I outlined in last week's Blaze TV special, in the reckoning of...
I got to cover one of those things all the way through, but he'll probably hit me with a fucking copyright strike for doing that again, too. Fair use, you fuckers.
The Biden crime family. Apparently, if you're a Biden, you can smoke crack.
Allegedly smoke crack. I mean, just because he says he smoked crack in the past does not mean that that indeed was crack. And I don't know if you're, even drug-sniffing dogs have a hard time sniffing drugs on a screen.
While filming yourself driving down a street in Virginia. Nobody seems to care.
Well, again, unless he was caught at the time and you can prove it was drugs, there literally is no evidence. Because you can film yourself driving down the street going, I'm smoking crack every day as I drive to the track. Smoking crack, I'm a crack, smoking fool, crackety crack, a crackhead city. And then they find it on your phone. You're like, Your Honor, we got him dead to rights. Where's the crack? What? Where's the actual crack? He sees the crack, right? We didn't have to see the crack. He's singing the crack song. We got him right here on video. He's happily... He gets out at one point. Watch. He gets out at one point, and he runs around the car, singing the crack song, climbs in the trunk, unlatches the thing in the back seat, crawls over the front, honks the horn twice, and then gets back in and drives away. It was like a crack fire drill. Is it crack, Your Honor? You don't have any of the actual crack, though? No. Do we need that? Well, yeah. We need to test it to make sure it's actually crack. Why? Oh, because it's not illegal to smoke a pipe, obviously, and it's not. You can have a lot of things in a pipe that aren't crack, and so the only way we'll know, do you have the pipe? Maybe we could test the pipe. We don't have the pipe, but it's right there in the video, though. But yeah, but you can't. You know what's in it? He's singing the crack song, Your Honor. Get the fuck out of here, quack.
So why is this Charlottesville protester being charged nearly 6 years after the fact?
Because unlike crack, fire on video is real. You can tell it's really fire. There is that. I won. I got it.
In Virginia, there's no statute of limitation on felonies.
Or on fire.
So that got me wondering. Any felony? Any felony? What about smoking crack in a...
Well, again, you're going to need some of the crack. You're going to need you're going to need evidence of the crack. And by the way, you're also going to need evidence of the crack and a timestamp, some evidence from the day that proves that was crack at that moment and that he wasn't lying about being in Virginia. I don't know. Is that trees? That seems like trees going. Are those Virginia trees? That might be Tennessee trees. That's crack, though, isn't it? I don't know.
Car. So I asked you.
You did ask me. That's true.
Moon River.
He has no, I mean, he just has no idea. He's just that dumb.
And I showed you the video of Hunter.
Of crack. Showed me the crack. Show me the crack. It's the worst version of Jerry Maguire ever.
Being very proud to be driving his brand new Ford Raptor along Old Dominion Drive in Arlington, Virginia, while smoking crack. Third-party sources have confirmed it's on videotape.
third-party sources have confirmed it's on video. So what the fuck is... I know a guy who knew a guy who knows the guy who sold him the crack.
Third-party sources have confirmed the law. It is a felony. Now, during last week's Reckoning special, I read you an email we received from the Virginia Attorney General. He's a Republican. We asked him, will you look into this crime? He said, thank you for reaching out. Unfortunately, it doesn't work for the Attorney General's schedule, so we'll have to decline.
Yeah, because apparently to make it work for his schedule, he would need a time machine and a motorcycle and a crack testing kit. Glenn, man, you're really, really dumb. You're really dumb. This is amazing, even me. This is super dumb. Glenn, I'm calling the cops because I am convinced your hair is made out of crack. The freshest crack dew-picked and flown in from Iraq. You're wearing, and I think that microphone, big wad of crack. That's what I think, and that's a felony. Now I know that it's crack because it's white, and I choose to believe it, and it's on video.
Oh, really? Did Siri write that one? Because it sounds like a bad AI response.
Oh, yeah, fuck Siri. What'd she do wrong? What's your problem with Siri? Is that the best, like, Chat GPT reference he can do? Is he doing Alexa and Siri jokes all week?
Now, I'm not satisfied with that answer. I bet you're not either, but
No, I'm good with it. I mean, I understand it from a legal standpoint. I also understand it from the genuine ridiculousness of this entire argument.
Going to give him the benefit of the doubt because maybe it's outside of his legal purview.
Yes, to magically travel through time and test a crack pipe that probably doesn't exist anymore.
Of jurisdiction.
Right. Yes, because there is a jurisdictional issue with Stargates. I don't know.
I will not give the benefit of the doubt to the Arlington County prosecutor, another George Soros official. This is the county where Hunter's alleged crack crime took place.
Alleged crack crime. It's a crack crime. It's a crack crime on crack. We're getting cracky, crack. It's a crack a day. I was singing the crack song. It does not mean I was using crack, though. Do not pull me over while I'm doing my show. This is so stupid.
Okay. George Soros gave her...
Okay. All right, you're just going to let him smoke crack then. Okay. Oh, is that the game we're playing?
Her campaign nearly $1 million.
And he didn't even have to, because there's literally legally no way they could prosecute it. They have no evidence it was actually crack. So they're just fucked. He spent all that money for nothing.
We reached out to Governor Glenn Youngkin.
He didn't even have to do it. I'll pay $1 million to do something, to not do something you can't do. It's great.
About it, and said this. This is what he said. Mm-hmm. Because the local prosecutor in Arlington is a Democrat, we are aware there will be no political will to try and take on the president's son. However, Americans are fed up with two-tier justice system. Actually, this is what we wrote. Two-tier justice.
Oh, fuck you. He doesn't even know what he sent. I wonder who did that. Beck GPT?
Justice system, one for the elites, one for regular Americans. No other citizen would get away with committing these alleged crimes in Virginia. Why would Hunter's crimes go ignored while Vermont resident
alleged crimes
is charged in a 2017 Class 5 felony?
Well, because that guy's crime was provable, and Hunter's is alleged and there is no direct evidence of it. Again, you're going to need a crack pipe, because I'm guessing at this point, even a hair sample isn't going to help you.
Quick response from the governor's office. His spokesperson said it's
eat shit.
Another example of George Soros influenced prosecutors not doing their job. Well, we know that.
Yeah, fuck you. But can't you charge someone for something you have no direct evidence of? I saw them do it on video. Anthony Hopkins eats people. I've seen him talk about it.
But will the governor provide any additional heat? I do not want the governor.
I don't know. Does he have a lighter? Sorry. It's going to be all crack references. I apologize.
To violate the law. I don't want him involved in things he should not be. But the governor has the bully pulpit.
Yes. So he should get up there and start bullying some people, especially former addicts. That'll really sell it. That's the thing. That's what America wants. People to bully former addicts. We're going to throw you in jail for stuff you did while you were addicted that you've gotten over, because that's the standard now. 6 weeks later, most of Virginia has fled the state.
Now, it is hard to fight the millions of dollars that George Soros uses to buy these prosecutors. But I am tired of feeling alone.
Get used to disappointment.
I am tired of feeling like the only one. Now, I get home, I talk to my friends, and they all...
What? Wait, where's your family? Your home is full of friends?
All say the same thing.
Yeah. Glenn, do the dishes.
They're like, this is insane.
What are you doing here? And you're like, this is my house. You're like, what the fuck? You said we could have this place. I did not. They're like, you're fucking crazy.
And then they throw up their arms and go, well, what am I going to do about it? I don't pay attention anymore because it's all garbage. You're going to be in the trash compactor.
They're trying. This is a wonderful honey, I'm home conversation. So he comes home. His family's gone. His friends are there. And he walks in. The first thing they say is, this is insane. I'm checking out. I don't need this shit anymore. You do realize I own and run The Blaze, and I'm the primary show on there, and it's my life's work. Yeah, but you're out of Coors Light.
With the Wookie.
Don't threaten me with a good time. Did we ever decide whether Chewbacca was male or not? I mean, it's for some people it doesn't matter, but...
And you're going to be smooshed this time.
Yeah, not like last time. You're going to be smushed. Smushed. We've been... Because Hunter Biden is not being prosecuted for allegedly smoking crack because they have no material evidence of him smoking crack other than video of him saying he's smoking crack, which is not proof you're smoking crack. Because of that, we've all been threatened with a great smushing. We're gonna get smushed. Sorry. That's the word that comes to mind. That's the... you're gonna get smushed. I don't know why. I gotta say, maybe I'm enjoying these assholes being upset a little too much, but I don't think so.
You have to get involved.
Yeah, or you're gonna get smushed.
Now, I want everyone
to join our anti-smushy movement.
all the listeners, all the viewers in the great Commonwealth of Virginia,
Both of them.
and everyone in my audience, if you haven't gone to thereckoningguide.com.
Oh, okay, yeah, nobody watched his fucking special, so he's trying to drive everybody there. I talked to everybody, like, did you watch tonight? And they were like, watch what? And you're like, fuck you, get out of my fridge.
.com. Get.
Hi. Okay. Okay. Chad is having a bit of an issue, guys, so I'm going to bow out since it's 6:30. If you guys don't mind. Love you guys. I'm going to go check on my cat. Summer's concerned about her. So I will talk to you guys in a bit. Is that all right? And I will see you guys tomorrow at the regular show. Is that okay? We were having so much fun, but I got to go take care of my cat. All's well. Much love. Give me a mulligan. Love you guys later. Glenn, you're an idiot. That's all we need. And yeah, okay. Love you guys. Bye.